Hi everyone, I'm Brandon and welcome back to my channel. New COVID-19 variants have been discovered, popping up around the world. South Africa has even banned the purchasing of liquor to minimize recklessness, which they hope will reduce COVID cases. In today's video, I'll cover what the new variants are, how they came about, and what this means for our health and the vaccines. And a shout out to my friend Kavin, who helped with putting together the content for this video. Two significant variants have been discovered the past couple of months. A variant has been discovered in the United Kingdom and is now known as B.1.1.7. Most of the news reports talk about this strain. The other significant variant was found in South Africa and is known as 501V2. Experts believe the new variants may account for more than 90% of new COVID-19 infections in certain locations within each country. The new variants were found around November and December. Since then, these variants have both been detected around the world. The variant first found in South Africa has been found in Japan, Australia, Finland, Britain, and Switzerland. The UK variant has likely spread across Europe and has been found in 3 US states, California, Colorado, and Florida. After recording this, the UK strain has also been found in Georgia and New York. Although only first detected in the last 2 months, experts believe the different strains have been around for much longer. For example, samples collected in September from southeast of London tested positive for the UK strain. You may wonder, how were these new variants found? Well, they were found through genomic testing. According to the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, genomic testing is the process of observing the entire genome, or all the genes of an organism. Genomic testing allows researchers to spot differences in variants of coronavirus. However, unlike South Africa and the UK, most countries do not do genomic testing. This means that these variants could have originated from another country, where their presence was undetected. Similarly, we will likely need to perform more genomic testing to confirm how far spread the new variants are. While we've confirmed the UK variant in 3 US states, it's possible it's more widespread. However, as we saw with the initial outbreak of the virus, the coasts and major cities were typically the first locations to be infected. Experts believe the most likely reason these new variants are spreading so fast is because they have higher transmission rates when compared to older variants. For example, the UK variant has an increased transmission rate of 50 to 70% when compared to previous variants found in the UK. This is due to differences in the spike protein. Viruses, like people, contain genetic information. The genetic information for COVID-19 is in the form of RNA. Since RNA acts as instructions for how the proteins of the virus are made, changes in the RNA result in changes in the virus's protein. For the UK and South African variants, the mutations occur in the RNA that codes for the spike protein. The spike protein helps the virus attach to cells. When the virus attaches to and then enters a cell, an organism becomes infected. The mutation of these new variants causes spike protein to bind more tightly to the cell when compared to older variants. This makes the new variants more infectious, but not necessarily more dangerous or deadly. In the older strains, young children were less likely to contract or pass the virus than teenagers or adults. However, in the new variants, some experts believe there's a possibility that children may be at the same risk as adults. This belief still needs to be confirmed, and researchers are currently running experiments to verify this claim. We should know more about this in the next week. There's still a lot to learn about these new variants. It's also important to understand that these variants will not be the last ones we see. There's always a possibility that genes will mutate when they are replicated. Since viruses have a high reproduction rate, mutations are much more common. This also means new strains are also more common. Any new mutation to the existing virus could in fact worsen or strengthen the virus's transmission rate, symptoms, and how virulent it is. When a new strain has a higher transmission rate, over time, it tends to become the dominant strain. How does this impact the new vaccines we have to fight the pandemic? The mutations in the new variants may cause the virus to be more transmissible, but it does not make the vaccines useless. Our body can produce a range of antibodies against a single viral protein. So even if the spike protein is slightly different, the body should still produce antibodies that can prevent infection. As of now, the vaccines we have should work against the new strains. Of course, research is needed and is currently being done to confirm this. However, as time passes and new mutations occur, the current vaccines may become less effective. Nevertheless, the new mRNA vaccines can easily be manipulated to match the RNA of newer strands. If you're curious, we talked about how mRNA vaccines work in a previous video. The link to that video will be in the description below. So, if in the unlikely case the current vaccines don't work with one of the new variants, it's been reported that the Pfizer/BioNTech vaccine can be modified to accommodate a new variant in just 6 weeks. This will allow us to vaccinate for new strains despite changes in the virus. Hopefully this video helped you get a better understanding of the new variants. To recap, the key takeaways are 1. The new variants are likely much more easily transmissible. 2. The new variants are likely not any more deadly. 3. Initial data suggests that children may be at the same risk of infecting or passing the new variants as adults. And 4. The existing vaccines will likely be effective against new variants. Thank you for watching and stay safe, everyone.